Hi everybody. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about what's happening in our country right now. Basically, we're about to experience a freaking complete and total shutdown. Obviously, due to concerns, due to the coronavirus. Whether or not this thing is a global killer or not, really doesn't, from a certain point of view, doesn't really make doesn't make any difference. It's really it's assuming that it's being highly overblown, of course. Just the government and the institutional responses alone is enough to collapse the entire country. The economy obviously is already showing red flag signs of a complete and total collapse. You know, if that happens, don't be surprised if they do away with cash. Of course, their stated reason will be to help stop the coronavirus germs, on the dollar bills, of course. Haha. So, at any rate, but like I said, you don't be surprised if you have a digital currency rollout. Okay, that way everybody, all of our transactions, our financial transactions, will be tracked. So, we have the schools that are shutting down around the country right now, including my local area in Marietta, Ohio, and across the river in Parkersburg, West Virginia, in the Mid-Ohio Valley area. Schools are shutting down. The colleges are switching over to online courses only. So, but beyond that, you have the NCAA March Madness, the basketball tournament, is going to be played with no fans inside the arenas. Imagine that. The NBA is talking the same thing, and if you think it's going to stop there, man, don't be naive. Don't be surprised if they, President Donald Trump very well may end up declaring a national emergency as soon as this evening. The WHO, of course, the World Health Organization is, of course, now declared a global pandemic as far as that goes. So you're going to see a possibility of emergency powers rolled out, the medical martial laws. They're already shutting down streets, neighborhoods, communities. If one person, in a community gets the virus, we already have cases in different states, different clusters, of course, New York, Washington, Florida, others. So I'm just concerned about like I said, how people are going to respond to this, the public. Are they going to, if with the schools being shut down, parents who are not able to have, maybe find a babysitter or whatever, are they going to be missing work? What about all the people that don't get sick pay? How's that going to affect their livelihood? How are they going to pay the bills? They're very likely to see enough panic from the public, obviously, to see a rush to the grocery stores to, for supply stock ups. There's already some areas where you're seeing shelves being cleared out as far as that goes. So, and as far as whether or not the virus itself, is as this, the killer that it's being made out to be. I don't have the virus, okay? But at any rate, I have a lot of sawdust at work where I work. But at any rate, there's data suggesting that the coronavirus is 10 times more deadly than the flu. I think there was like approximately 35 million people came down with the flu 2018 and 19 season. Approximately about 34,200 people died. That's literally a 0.00097 fatality rate. Well, depending on the age and, pre-existing conditions, of course, with the coronavirus, we're looking at a bare minimum of 2.5%, clear up to as high as 15%. I'll think about that. 2.5, even if it's bare minimum, compared to 0.00097. So, based on those numbers, if, let's say, 35 million come down with the coronavirus, okay? Even the 2.5 fatality rate, you're looking at 875,000 deaths. That's crazy, man. So, like I said, as far as whether this virus has actually spawned a freak spawn of nature, I don't know about that, but there's a lot of evidence that actually points towards the fact that fact, that it very well may be a bioweapon, man-made, whether it being, of course, at the level 4 research lab in Wuhan, of course, China. You know, there was actually 2 Chinese nationals not long ago, recently, that were actually arrested. They were actually they were smuggling samples, different kind of viral samples to Wuhan, China, to a certain, I believe, a university. Believe it or not, there was actually a professor, I think that was actually the head of an entire science department, I believe at Harvard. He was actually a Jewish guy, I can't think of his name. He was actually overseeing this smuggling operation, and he was contracted by this Wuhan University, 50 grand a month, and to work for at least 9 months out of the year, dedicated to the university, setting up international conferences, events, so on and so forth. So at any rate, you have Dr. Francis Boyle. He actually wrote the U.S. the Bioweapon Act. It was like clear back, I think, like in the 80s or something. He's actually on record as stating that he believes this is a bioweapon as far as that goes. So like I said, I mean, are we actually going to see in America what's actually already occurred in China? I mean, I don't know, but don't count it out altogether. I'm not saying it will. Like I said, I realize that people do have there's a lot of smog over in China. People say that it's only affects the senior citizens and people with weak immune systems. Well, there sure is a heck of a whole lot of people here in our country, in the USA, that have weakened immune systems, whether it be from obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and other respiratory ailments as far as that goes. So like I said, and honestly, some of these videos that I actually was seeing coming out of China, of all these people suddenly and freakishly just collapsing, dropping dead, I remember quite a few middle-aged looking people that was actually happening to. And in Italy, there's a strong contingent of 40 people in their 40s that are actually dying already. Italy, just a couple weeks ago, they was living life happy-free, and their country is completely and totally shut down at this very moment. So obviously we have reason to be concerned about what's going to very well may happen in the United States here, literally in just a matter, it's already happening. So I think it's a good idea to, of course, we don't want to panic. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to, fearmonger or anything like that. All I'm just saying, this may be just a reality check is basically what I'm looking at right now. I think we need a good amount of preparation would be in order. Of course, we want to stock up on some supplies. Obviously, we want to make sure we have food for the long haul. Maybe plant a vegetable garden. Stock up on some food that has a long shelf life, like dry goods like pastas, rice, canned food, as far as that goes. So, I help your neighbors out as far as that goes. Spend time with your family, pray, go to church, as far as that goes. Heck, don't be surprised if they, with these emergency declarations, don't be surprised if they shut down all public gatherings, as far as that goes. So, but like I said, try to keep a cool head on your shoulders, and like I said, pray, obviously. So we need to have wisdom from above, there's no doubt. So like I said, take care and happy trails. All right, bye-bye.